Staying consistent is easy, actually, but there's a problem with that. Over the past 5 years, I've been consistent, inconsistent, somewhat consistent, and everything in between. That has taught me a lot about consistency. So I'll talk you through the ways consistency is easy, the problems with staying consistent, and if you stick around to the end, how to actually stay consistent. If you found this video helpful, consider subscribing and signing up to my newsletter using the link in the description. How many challenge videos have you seen on YouTube? I used to be a big fan. I even used to make them. Maybe less Chubby Bunny or Cinnamon for those of you who are around YouTube in the 2010s, but more the self-improvement 30-day challenges. Challenges that gave me the illusion of bettering myself. When I made those videos, it was easy to be consistent. I didn't want to lie to the 30 or so people who might watch it at the time. So with that underlying motivation, I did each of the activities in that challenge every single day for the month. I froze my nuts off in cold showers, I left myself knackered with 5 AM starts. I stopped drinking, I ate healthy, I meditated. That 30 days of consistency was easy. That consistency was easy because I had an underlying motivation that I believed in. And it was easy because I set myself up in the right way before I started. However, flash forward to now, and I wake up at 7 AM, not 5. I have a nice warm shower. I drink alcohol, I don't always eat healthy, and the most meditation I do is a few deep breaths when I'm stressed. So clearly we have a problem. This is where I tell you the thing that's easy isn't actually that easy. Sorry. Over the years of trying these challenges, I noticed plenty of benefits during the month where I took them on, but very little of that ever stuck further. The main problem was that as soon as the challenge finished, I gave myself a pat on the back and went back to my old ways. It taught me that short-term consistency is great, but it's worthless if you can't transition it to long-term consistency. Since that time, I've changed tack a bit. If you've watched my other videos, you'll know that I'm keen on building habits and routines long-term now, and I've found a few ways to make that easy. Subscribe and sign up to my newsletter and you'll find those out. And while this has been much more effective, there's been hundreds of times where I've fallen out of consistent behaviours for days, weeks, and even months. In lots of cases, this came down to how my life was going at the time and how busy I was doing other things that I didn't want to compromise on. But it did help to highlight the other two problems I've got with consistency. It looks entirely different for everyone at different times in life, and it's hugely based on how you can pick yourself back up when you fall out of it. Fortunately, there have been a number of things that I have managed to stay consistent with over the past years, and so I've boiled down what I've learned from my successes to show you that staying consistent is not only possible, but can actually be quite easy. Over the years, I have stayed either entirely or relatively consistent at the following: reading in the morning, running after work, having a solid skincare routine, and working in the evenings to make YouTube videos. This has given me the most relaxing morning routine I've ever had, the best cardio, fitness, and stress-relieving activity I've had in my life, the best skin I've had since pre-puberty, god what a mess that was, and a finally monetized YouTube channel. And consistency played an enormous part in that. So I'll tell it to you straight. This is how I managed to keep these things consistent long term. I had an underlying motivation that made sure I actually cared about it. I cared about what I was doing in the same way I did when I cared about completing a 30-day challenge. Whether it was when I started running because I was scared my heart was going to conk out on me, or working on YouTube to try and turn it into a livelihood. I needed something. I focused on things I actually enjoyed, which made the activity easy as anything. I started running because I couldn't play football anymore. Chris Packett knees. Before that, I tried going to the gym. I never enjoyed the gym. The stale inside air, the fact that I couldn't work out whether I was lifting the right weights or doing the right number of sets, the fact I had to get to the gym. With running, I was outside. I could just leave the house and start straight away, and I knew vaguely how far or fast I might want to go. I'm not saying that's the same for everyone, but for me it made more sense, and that's what I was consistent in. I had a trigger to start the activity, like the end of work or waking up. Having a trigger is as simple as just having something else that is tied to the thing you're trying to turn into a habit. It helps to remind you to do it and program your brain to know that when one thing happens, the next thing is your healthy habit. I run after work. I shower after I wake up. I read after my shower and skincare. I work on YouTube after eating dinner. They all have a trigger, and that drives the consistency. But most importantly, be patient. This stuff is hard work. And if you fall down, don't beat yourself up. Just remind yourself why you're trying to stay consistent and get back on it as soon as you can. If this video resonated with you, consider subscribing and signing up to my bi-weekly newsletter in the description. If you want to know more about triggers and how to set up habits properly, check out this video. But if you want to jump down the rabbit hole a bit, why not check out one of my old 30-day challenges? So, which one's it going to be?